Are you dealing with a narcissist and you are feeling the effects of the emotional abuse? I know I've been there myself, and it is pretty awful. The emotional abuse is oftentimes, I think, way worse than actual physical abuse. So I'm going to go through in this video 5 non-physical signs of narcissistic abuse. Really, really important. You're going to want to watch all the way to the end. This is probably one of the most important videos you'll ever watch. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney. I'm also a narcissist negotiation expert, and I've seen many people who have dealt with the effects of non-physical narcissistic abuse. And, many people say, why isn't this illegal? You can actually get a restraining order for physical abuse, right? But you can't get a restraining order you can't see it, but it sure does take its toll on you physically. It sure does take its toll on you emotionally. I've certainly been there. I've certainly felt the effects of it myself personally. So I definitely know. I mean, one of the things that it can cause in you is chronic post-traumatic stress disorder. There's a very big difference between CPTSD and PTSD, not to take away from PTSD, which is very awful also. But the difference between CPTSD and PTSD is that PTSD actually happens to people when they've been exposed to one event, a car accident or a war, something like that. Chronic post-traumatic stress disorder happens to people when they've been exposed to something over a long period of time, like narcissistic abuse. And what happens is it causes long-term effects on your body, long-term stress, long-term trauma on your body. And you end up really having, autoimmune issues, kidney disorders, liver disorders. It can cause diabetes in your body because of the elevated A1C levels, the elevated stress in your body. I mean, when you have elevated cortisol levels in your body, it ends up causing a lot of havoc in your body. Your gut health issues, your vagus nerve, constant stress. Your body is in constant fight or flight mode, and it really wreaks havoc in many different areas. Your hair starts falling out. You can't sleep right. Your skin starts to look bad. You don't even see straight sometimes. That's how it starts manifesting. But what are the non-physical signs of narcissistic abuse? And I'm going to go through them. And so I want you to listen to me. And if you are having these, I want you to know that this is happening to you, that these are signs of narcissistic abuse. Number one is that this person is isolating you from family or friends. And this happens pretty early on in a narcissistic relationship. And it's kind of subtle. They'll start to say things like, why do you have to talk to this person on the phone? Why do you have to talk to them for so long? Why can't you just be with me? Why are you talking to that person now? Why do you have to spend so much time with that person? That person doesn't love you like I do. Or I don't really like that person. Or that person doesn't like me, so I don't want to spend time with them. That kind of thing. And so all of a sudden, you're being isolated from those people. And now you find yourself away from the people that you once loved, or the people that you once enjoyed spending time with, the people that you once enjoyed having a relationship with. And little by little, you no longer have a relationship with those family or friends with those people that you once loved, and it's a strange thing. Right. So they isolate you. Now you're moving away from them. And they do this. It's a control issue. They want to be able to control you. They want to be able to control their kingdom. They feel insecure when other people are around. They feel like your attention is on other people other than them. They feel your love is on people other than them. And they don't want you to love or feel affection for people other than them. That's why they isolate you. Okay. So that's number one. And by the way, that's why I've created support systems like I have. And if this is happening to you, I have a free private Facebook group that you can join. It's my Narcissist Negotiators Facebook group. It's totally free. I also do have my inner circle, which you can join, slayinnercircle.com. So I invite you to take advantage of the resources that I have. That's number one. Number two is they twist the truth and they gaslight you, right? So they'll say things like, oh, we talked about that and you agreed. Don't you remember? And they say things with such authority, with such confidence that you think, I don't remember having that conversation. And the first few times that it happens, you're like, oh yeah, I definitely didn't say that. But it happens over and over again, and you're in the relationship for so long that you start to really believe them. And it's a person that you trust, if it's a romantic relationship, who purports to love you, who purports to care about you, and oftentimes is maybe successful in other areas in their life. And so you think that they know what they're talking about. And so they twist things and you trust them. You think maybe they're right. Maybe we didn't have that conversation, or maybe I did. Maybe I did say that, or maybe I am wrong. And you really start to question yourself, and they project things and they start to say, you're wrong. It's your fault. You're the one. Things start to be projected onto you often, and you start to question yourself. So twisting truth, or they say it's somebody else's fault. It was them. It was somebody else. Projection, deflection, lying, denying, constantly twisting truths. But most of the time it's you. You're delusional. You're the one with the problem. Twisting truths, constant gaslighting, non-physical sign of narcissistic abuse. It erodes away at you. So you, who once felt good about yourself, who once felt like you knew who you were, start to feel unsure, unsteady, unstable. Non-physical sign of narcissistic abuse. Number 3, hot and cold behavior. I love you. I hate you. I'm all over you. I can't get enough of you. Get the heck off of me. You're amazing. You're the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I'm repulsed by you. I mean, it's literally almost like that, but not always in those terms, but basically kind of like that from day to day. And there was a study done by a psychiatrist or psychologist named Robert Sapolsky from Stanford on monkeys. One set of monkeys were given a treat every single time they did something great. In those monkeys' brains, nothing happened. The other set of monkeys were given a treat sometimes, intermittently. They didn't know when they were going to get something. Those monkeys, just the anticipation of maybe they were going to get rewarded, the anticipation caused the dopamine levels in their brain to rise to the level of cocaine. Not getting the treat, the anticipation that they might. And that's what happens with this hot and cold behavior. Hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. And that's what happens with these narcissists, constant flooding, showing up at your house or office, whatever, flowers, sweep you off your feet. And then the next day, ghosting you, not responding to emails. I can't stand you. You're so needy. I have to work. What's your problem? Hot and cold. And that's that's what they do, or this withhold of information, private. I can't tell you things. Don't go into my stuff. That very moody, hot and cold. And that's that cycle. And then don't leave me. I hate you. Don't leave me. That's what causes that trauma bond. The fourth one is this invasion of privacy and no boundaries. And, this is another one of those one-sided things, by the way. Don't touch their stuff. Don't even go near their phone. Don't go into their things. They'll absolutely go ballistic and berserk on you if you even go near sniffing their, touching their stuff. But they are allowed to break into your computer, break into your phone, show up wherever, and have absolutely no boundaries with regard to your space, your stuff. And even if you are like a professional, I mean, I'm aware of narcissists who will show up at their spouse's offices, even if they're doctors, lawyers, whatever, and there's confidential information around about their patients, about their clients that have nothing to do with their spouse, that they should not be seeing, that they should not be touching, that they should not be around, but they don't care because they feel like that spouse belongs to them. Or maybe it's their son, or maybe it's their daughter, or maybe it's their whoever. And if they feel like they're allowed to just barrel in, then that's what they get to do. Invasion of privacy, no boundaries when it comes to them. Like, it's all about them. These people are possessions to them. You belong to me, right? And that's why you have to be so done with these people. You have to be so done. You have to create boundaries. You have to create boundaries. And that's the only way that you cut off that toxicity. You've got to be so done. And that's why I want you to put so done in the comments right now. So done. You've got to be so done. That's what I help you do. That's where I come in, because I totally know how to help you be so done. All right. That's my specialty. And the next one, number 5, this is where it gets kind of scary. Okay. Because this is where they can become malignant. And I've seen this. This is where sometimes you need restraining orders. This is where sometimes you need, court intervention. Jealousy and accusations. It can turn very toxic here. It can turn kind of even deadly sometimes. When they can become super jealous, they start to stalk, they start to become violent. But that's a very, very telltale sign of non-physical narcissistic abuse. It's sometimes people can be a little bit jealous here and there or whatever, but when they start accusing you, when they start really going a little bit insane with the accusations, when they start going over the top with the jealousy and accusations, it's not okay. And it's constant. Where were you? What are you doing? I want to see your phone. When they start tracking you, I've seen car trackers, phone trackers. That's not okay. I've seen them slash tires. Not okay. That's when you have to be so done. It can get kind of dangerous. Okay. So jealousy and accusations. So that's the last one. If you are dealing with any of these things, please, 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 you've got to start setting boundaries. You've got to start getting the help and support that you need. And by the way, we will make sure to put the domestic abuse hotline number here, and we'll put it in the comments down below as well. Get the help and support that you need. We do offer help through BetterHelp as well. We have a sponsor here on this channel, betterhelp.com/Rebecca Zung. We get commissions from it. It doesn't cost you any extra. We just want you to have access to help and support that you can trust. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, we invite you to do that now. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. And the next video that you should watch for sure is 5 boundaries. 5 ways to set boundaries that work. Okay. So Remember that today's a great day to start negotiating your best life. And I will see you in that next video, 5 ways to set boundaries that work.